My journey to becoming a freedom fighter, like some of you here, started at the age of 10, where my mum used to talk about the affairs of the Ummah, and she would concentrate at that time on places like Bosnia, Kashmir and Chechnya, and what she taught us remains in our hearts to this day. But then life went on, and I started to stray away from Islam and away from the Ummah. But then I reached my peril in 2010, 2011, and 2011 was when my passion came back, hearing about the plight of the Palestinians and what's going on in Gaza. But what also happened was I started to fill myself with hate. I started to become consumed with so much hate. So my passion became my hate, to want to do more, to want to do things. But this is exactly what I'm seeing in a lot of youth today, and a lot of the youngsters joining the course. But it's understandable when you're watching the news behind the propaganda, when you're watching the YouTube videos, you're seeing babies being blown, you're seeing bodies being burnt. It almost demands us to want to hate towards those causing and inflicting this kind of harm. But what happens is we start becoming sad, and if we're not careful, that sad turns to anger, and if we're not careful, that turns to hate. And then from when we start to hate, when we start to act out of that hate, not only do we limit ourselves from becoming so much more, we're limiting ourselves to what we can do for the cause and what we can do for each other. Wallahi, it's so true. I mean, I don't need to tell you how much we already live in a world full of hate. We don't need to add to this cycle of hatred. You know, that's not the way, that's not the way. I mean, some of us are so aware of what's going on in the situation in Palestine, thanks to campaigns like this showing awareness. And we're so overly aware that some of you want to go over and want to fight, but some of you are not ready mentally to want to go over and fight. But because we're so consumed with hate and anger, that's all we want to do. We just want to go over, we want to fight, we want revenge. Some of you want to seek out vengeance. But I have to say, if we start to seek vengeance under the banner of justice, all that does is it allows our generation behind us to act in the same way. And it's the children and it's our generation, wallahi, I believe it's them that will make the change, not us here. We will set the foundation for them to carry it on, to make that change. But if we start showing them and allowing them, if we start showing them that we're fueled by this hate towards those inflicting this harm, then it allows them to act in the same way, which will limit themselves from doing so much more. We're so consumed with this hate that we forget what's around us. All we're seeing is what's in front. Sometimes we become stubborn, and sometimes we become selfish, and we forget that it's the smallest things that can make a difference. You know, sometimes we don't need to wait for a mass protest to show our support. There was a protest 5 days ago to deal with the hunger strike. There was hardly 25 people there, but yet there's a lot more people, there's a lot more here. Since when did oppression have a choice? Since when did... There is no picking and choosing when it comes to oppression, as far as I'm concerned, and that's the truth, wallah. I mean, going back to the generation, I think we need to engage more with our children, and we need to teach them that we can still fight for the cause, but we can fight out of love, not hate. We don't need to want to seek out vengeance or anything like that. We can dislike their actions or what's going on, but we shouldn't we shouldn't hate, because once we start inviting our hatred inside, it will grow and it will grow.